everyone, we're going to go over a problem that we seemed to struggle with a little bit last week. The problem read, Porter made a number using base 10 blocks. He has 12 tens and 13 ones. What number did Porter make? I went ahead and drew myself a picture. This is one way that we can solve this problem is by drawing a picture. I have 12 tens and 13 ones. When it's laid out like this, it's really easy to just count it because we know how to count by tens. So we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. So we know with our tens we have 120. Now let's go down to our ones. We know exactly how many ones we have, and that is 13. So the easiest way to go from here, knowing I have 13 ones, is to line up my ones with my ones and my tens with my tens and just add them together. So we have 0 plus 3 is 3. 2 plus 1 is also 3. And 1 plus 0 is 1. Good. So our answer is 133. Make sure you don't just put the two numbers next to each other. I had a couple people say, okay, 12 tens and 13 ones. Those two numbers are very, very different. Make sure that you're breaking it down and adding them up. All right. The next problem that we struggled with involved a graph. So I'll go ahead and show you a picture of the graph and we can take a look at it together. So our graph had to do with M&Ms and how many people voted for each one as their favorite. So the question that we thought was pretty tricky was how many fewer picked yellow than picked brown. So anytime it says how many fewer or how many more, you're doing some kind of addition or subtraction. So how many fewer? Let's see. We're trying to find the difference between the yellow and the brown. Difference means we subtract. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write down how many each one has. So yellow has 5, 10, 15, 20 votes. So I'm going to come over to my scratch piece of paper, write 20. And, oops, if I can, there we go. Our brown one has 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So now that we know how much each of them has, we've got 20 and 35. If I'm going to subtract, which number goes on top? Think about it. If I'm subtracting, which one's going to go on top? Our 35 will go on top because it's the bigger number. We don't deal with negative numbers in second grade. So all I'm going to do is 35 minus 20. Quick math, 5 minus 0 is 5. And 3 minus 2 is 1. So we know that the difference between these two is 15, which means 15 fewer people voted for brown and yellow. You can also solve this by just looking at the graph. On the graph, how many boxes are there between the yellow and the brown? If we were to just count those, we know each box is worth 5. So 5, 10, and 15. Good. All right, these were the only two problems we really had any issues with. Make sure anytime that you're struggling with a problem or you can't do it in your head that you do grab a scratch piece of paper. I don't have a whole piece, just a little strip, but it's just enough to help me find the right answers. All right, guys, keep up the great work.